Coming up on Mountain News this morning, local governments of Perry County are meeting today to discuss a number of items on the agenda. Plus, one Kentucky organization is calling out shell bills and asking the legislative body to be more transparent.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Madison Carmouche. We are inching up to that 6:30 mark this Thursday morning, and today is November 21st. Let's check in with meteorologist Megan Dusmall for a look at your forecast this morning. Now we are in a first alert weather day, and I think most people would love to hear you break that down for us, Megan.
Yes, of course. We are in that first alert weather day, and with that, we're not only going to get extra cold temperatures, but also the first flakes of the season, and some gusty winds can be expected throughout the next couple of hours and the next day. Let's take a look at those temperatures first. Really starting off our morning quite cold. We're looking at the low 30s this morning, with some places even cooler, 27 degrees in Jonesville. Luckily, as you're traveling towards Monticello, Somerset, and Irvin, a little bit warmer. Not too much. We're looking in the low 40s, and those temperatures will be warming up today. Again, not by too much. We're seeing the low 40s as the temperatures, and that'll happen around that 11 o'clock mark and then continue to cool down as our weather maker is on its way. Take a look at satellite and radar. You can see the little bit right now that went through Moorhead and traveled to Louisa, but that big system behind it is what we're expecting to migrate our way as we're going through the next couple of hours. And let's take a look at the temperature trend so you can really see how little we're changing over the course of the next couple hours. Starting off quite cold, getting up to that 42-degree mark at 11 a.m. and then cooling down. By the time 7 p.m. rolls around, 36 degrees could be expected. And I'll have your bus stop forecast coming up. Madison.
All right, Megan, thank you. We've learned the name of a Pulaski County man killed in a crash yesterday morning. The coroner says 71-year-old Danny Clay Jasper died from his injuries. Somerset police say Jasper's truck collided into a tractor trailer. It happened at the intersection of Norwood Road and U.S. Highway 27. The cause of the crash is still under investigation. A special meeting has been called for the Buckhorn community, City of Hazard, and the Perry County Fiscal Court for today. WYMT's Amelia Lee tells us why Buckhorn Lake State Resort Park is on the agenda.
On the agenda for Thursday are plans for the management of the Buckhorn Lake Marina, Beach, and Playground.
Things were damaged by the 2022 flood, pretty bad, and so we would like to get that open as quickly as possible, get it back open to our local residents and tourists.
Angela Hall with the Perry County Fiscal Court says due to the damage from the flood 2 years ago, the marina has been unusable.
So all of the boats and stuff had to be pulled out, and so we have lots of people that would like to get that back open.
John Sally is one of those people. He has had a houseboat on Buckhorn Lake for more than 30 years. On Wednesday, he officially moved his boat out.
It's a sad day because, I've dreaded it, and I hoped that we'd get good news where we're going to try to, let us keep some boats here, but nope, no more.
But Hall says there is hope. There have been negotiations to partner with the state of Kentucky and the Kentucky Parks Department to reopen.
We would like to partner with them with us managing it.
Hall says the three entities within Perry County work well together, and now they're asking for partnership as well as a letter of support.
So the goal is to get the marina back open and get the houseboats back into the marina.
The cabin and lodges at Buckhorn Lake State Park are still open. In Perry County, Amelia Lee, WYMT, Mountain News.
The special meeting is scheduled for 1 o'clock this afternoon at Hazard City Hall. Also on the agenda is the announcement of a new strategic plan for the next 5 years for the city of Hazard. This comes after the success of the previous strategic plan from 5.5 years ago. Hazard Mayor Happy Mobilini says many of the aspects you saw happening downtown with trails and events were part of the previous plan.
Now we're doing the second one, but it's about adventure tourism, but it's in conjunction with the Buckhorn and the Perry County Physical Court. So this strategic plan will cover from the Battle of Leatherwood to Buckhorn Lake State Park.
Also on the agenda for the meeting is updates on water and a construction contract for the Buckhorn School Road repair project. WYMT plans to be at the meeting to get you the most updated information about the strategic plan and more. Attorney General Russell Coleman says he has proposed a settlement which would help Kentucky Power customers get some financial relief. In the announcement, it says customers would receive a total credit of more than $51, which would be spread among their monthly bills during the winters of 2025 and 2026. The settlement would have to be agreed upon by the Public Service Commission. The League of Women Voters of Kentucky is a nonpartisan group who says they work to prioritize strengthening democracy in the state. Yesterday, the group released part 2 of their legislative transparency and citizen participation report. The report found what they describe as challenges to transparency. They point to shell bills, which the group says allows for bills to be greatly altered after the filing deadline and canceled or surprise committee meetings.
We know that these practices are often aimed at efficiency, but they unintentionally exclude the voices of everyday Kentuckians.
The recommendations in this year's report include hosting committee meetings at regularly scheduled times and providing notice of surprise meetings. New data from Kentucky Youth Advocates highlights concerning trends in the well-being of Kentucky children. The latest Kids Count report shows nearly 1 in 4 children have experienced at least 2 adverse childhood experiences, which is higher than the national average. That is a traumatic event before the age of 18. Food insecurity is also increasing, with nearly 21% of children, around 208,000, lacking a stable source of food.
If today is a typical day in Kentucky, 1 out of 5 kids woke up living in deep poverty. And tonight, if today is a typical day in Kentucky, 1 in 5 kids are going to go to bed hungry.
The report also shows a decline in kindergarten readiness, with only 48% of children prepared to start kindergarten compared to previous years. A new program to help expecting mothers who are also battling addiction is coming to a Southern Kentucky hospital. Fort Logan Hospital in Stanford will see construction of a Freedom House next year. The facility is the work of Volunteers of America. Officials say women who are expecting in Lincoln and surrounding counties will find help with addiction recovery. There are also programs in place for the entire family.
So we take care of this family and make sure that they have evidence-based treatment. We also provide recovery housing and aftercare, and that's what we're going to get to do here in Stanford as well.
A Freedom House in Clay County is so successful that officials say it needs to be expanded. Other Freedom Houses are planned for northern Kentucky. The Kentucky Health Commissioner is leading a new campaign to promote personal health and wellness. Dr. Stephen Stack says the Our Healthy Kentucky initiative is encouraging healthy eating, exercise, and socializing. The state ranked 41st nationwide for overall health last year. Dr. Stack says other statistics led him to push for this initiative.
So about 38% of Kentuckians are obese. 1/4, 1 in 4 Kentuckians don't exercise outside of work whatsoever. 45% don't eat at least 1 fruit a day, and 20% don't eat at least 1 vegetable a day.
You can hear more from Dr. Stacks on Kentucky Newsmakers this Sunday.
Cold day for your Thursday, looking at high temperatures in the low 40s, and this will be at 11 o'clock. We're only going to be cooling as we're going past that, as the snow is coming into our area, and you can really see on satellite and radar where we're looking right now, majority of the area is nice and dry, but we did have just a little bit of an offshoot coming off from that bigger storm, giving some snow to Moorhead already this morning and a little bit of that rain as it traveled towards Louisa. But as we look out, we did have a little bit more coming from the back. Now, that bus stop forecast for today, most places will not have to worry about snow on the way to school. Temperatures will be about 38 degrees, but by the time lunch rolls around, everybody should be seeing just a little bit of that snow, about a 40% chance, 41 degrees. And as you're heading home, that's going to be where temperatures are starting to go down even more, 39 degrees. Still seeing that snow in the forecast, and we'll continue to watch that as we're going into the afternoon and overnight hours and into your Friday. Stick with us. More Mountain News is on the way.